Welcome to Trading Nation. I'm Mike Santoli. A flattening yield curve raising investor fears over an economic slowdown. The 2-year, 10-year yield curve, often seen as a recession indicator in advance, narrowed to its lowest level since June 2007 on Tuesday. Our next guest sees the setup mirroring the 2001 recession in some ways, but says it is not yet time to panic. Joe LaVorgna, chief economist at Natixis, joins us now. So, Joe, how much should we be worried? What's the yield curve telling us?
Very worried, Michael, namely because the yield curve has almost always forecasted the direction of trend growth, meaning when the curve flattens, growth with a lag tends to slow, and vice versa when the curve steepens. Right now, Michael, the curve is telling us two things. One, that inflation's not a problem. We've taken significant inflation premium out of the market, which is why the long end has rallied so significantly recently. But the market is also telling us that growth is set to slow from what should be a 3% plus pace for 2018.
And that implies what in terms of next year? I guess in terms of what the Fed might do or ought to do, or in terms of growth levels?
So the typically 2s10s has roughly a 16-month lead from when it inverts to a recession, and it could be even longer than that. Much, Michael, will depend on what the Fed does. If the Fed relents later this month and takes off some of those dots and takes away some of that aggressive rate hike projections, the yield curve then will stop flattening. It might steepen out a bit, and that would be a sign the economy, at least in the market's mind, has some more room to run. So nothing is preordained. The curve isn't saying there's a recession imminently. It says that one is going to happen some point on the horizon. What the Fed does from here, though, will be central to whether those market fears are realized.
All right. Once again, I think every cycle we're sort of watching to see if the Fed can engineer something like a soft landing and reassure the markets. Maybe we're in that spot again. We should mention 2s10s have not yet inverted. Joe, we got to leave it there. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks a lot, Michael. My pleasure.
Thank you for watching Trading Nation. I'm Mike Santoli. We'll see you next time.